Hello everyone, Joe Neat, Sea of Thieves Executive Producer here with another weekly dev update. So obviously I wanted to talk a little bit about Dark Relics, which is our new monthly update that's out today. But firstly, I just wanted to hit a little bit around the monthly updates process and approach itself. So the plan for our monthly updates is for us to deliver these on the second Wednesday of every month. So obviously today we've released it on the second Wednesday, which is the 14th. And then as we look to September, that means the next update will be coming on the 11th of September. So, we want to get into a rhythm where people know kind of what to expect from us. So there's a regular cadence of releases. You know once a release comes out that if there's anything time limited, like rewards that you can kind of earn during that time, that you've got this certain amount of time to go and get them, and that there is going to be something new, something different, something interesting to look forward to in a month's time. So yeah, that's really the rhythm that we're kind of looking to get into within the team, and ultimately for our players with the releases that we're doing. So with that in mind, I'm going to go on and talk about what's coming as part of our Dark Relics update. The voyages, commendations and rewards around Dark Relics are all time limited for the next month. So if you want to partake in the specific activities related to the Dark Relics, then you've got until the September the 11th to go out and achieve these and earn those rewards. Alongside the Dark Relic voyages, there's also a bunch of other stuff that's coming in with this. So firstly, we're bringing something called the Reaper's Chest, which is a new mechanic, and you're going to see these out in the world now. And the way that these will kind of appear to you is you'll see these pillars of light kind of on the horizon. And that's when you know there's like a Reaper's Chest available in the world. So anybody obviously in your world will be able to see that, and there's a chance that they're going to go and try and get this. But once somebody collects the Reaper's Chest, the kind of pillar of light will disappear. It will, and you can kind of take that, you can put it on your boat. But now on everybody else's ship's maps, you'll be able to see this Reaper's Chest and its location. So if people want to kind of try and steal this off you, they're going to be able to see where you are in the world. So it's quite a kind of dangerous thing to go after, and again, trying to drive interesting social interactions. But this is something that you can take back, and if you now go and sell the Reaper's Chest to Duke, you will get doubloons for that. So it's a way to kind of emergently earn doubloons out in the world, but in a risky kind of way. So a really cool kind of new mechanic. And there are some kind of commendations and a title that you can earn around this, but so this feature and those commendations and title aren't time limited, so they're staying in the world and as part of Sea of Thieves beyond this update. Alongside that, a really fun new twist on the rowboat is coming into this. So there's now a chance of randomly kind of encountering in the world a Harpoon rowboat. So alongside the standard rowboats that already exist in Sea of Thieves, like some of them will be mounted with a harpoon that you can now use to kind of get up to all sorts of fun. So, so there's a real, a chance now of when you're out on your adventures of seeing those. So if you do spot one, that's super high value, so make sure you grab it and attach it to the back of your ship. So alongside that, we've also shipping the hit detection improvements that we've been working on for quite a while. So for both swords and gunplay, we expect to see much improved kind of hit detection across the network. So we're going to be looking out again for feedback and from our players around this. Insider testing has gone very well. So really kind of excited to see how that improves the experience out in the wild. So we've also made some improvement to the barrels of plenty. So kind of the resource barrels that you can encounter floating out in the sea, there's now a chance of encountering various types of treasure within this. So, much more incentive to slow down and kind of have a look and see what's there, because there might be some valuable things just floating in the sea. But there's also a chance of encountering explosive barrels floating within them too. So, just be careful when you're sailing through just the kind of little kind of pool of barrels out in the sea, because there's a chance there might be an explosive surprise, but also something you can use maybe if you're being chased by another ship. So just some real fun that we're adding there, just in terms of improving the resource barrels out in the world. We've also made a range of kind of improvements on the game balancing side again. So a lot of this centered around skeletons. So our little friends, the gunpowder skellies, are a little bit scarcer now on islands, but there's also a chance of encountering a stronghold barrel gunpowder skelly, so one that's a little bit more explosive. So that should be fun. So when you see these little guys pop up out the ground, make sure you look what barrel they're holding before you shoot them, because that could be some fun. But we've also just made some improvements. So emergent skeletons as a whole are slightly less when you're just kind of exploring islands, and we've made some real tweaks to them at the higher level for some of the higher kind of ranked quests. But all of that detail is listed in the build notes. We've also made a slight tweak to when you're sailing the sloop around in storms, just in terms of the damage that it takes and things. So just kind of tune that down slightly to make that slightly less punishing. We've also made some changes to the controller dead zones as well. So there are new settings available for you to go in and kind of tweak, just to really fine tune just your control on the sticks itself. So I don't really understand how these work, but I think we've made some knowledge-based articles, so you can go and read them if you really want to get into the details. But it just, as far as I can understand, it makes it easier for you to control and shoot people. We've also added some more options to how you mute people. So you can now mute individuals alongside the options to kind of mute all other players. So much more control for Arena especially. So you can really kind of fine-tune your experience in terms of who you can hear, who you can't in the Arena kind of sessions themselves. So something we've talked about for a while as well is now we've got the ability to kind of replace gamer tags. So if you don't want to see other people's gamer tags in your session, there's this replace gamer tags option, which will now replace them with some kind of fun gamer tags that we've made up. And you can also hide your own crew's gamer tags as well. So for people that are out there and kind of streaming or showing off the game and don't want to have their gamer tags or the gamer tags of other people they're playing with displayed, those options now exist for you in the settings. So there's a range of other fixes and improvements in the build itself, but that's the kind of core that's coming as part of Dark Relics. So yeah, go and check that out today. So we've also made some changes to the Arena matchmaking flow. So what we're doing there is prioritizing when you go into Arena matchmaking that it puts you into a tavern at the start of the session rather than into an in-progress Arena session. So it should ensure that sessions start quicker, and also that as a player, like you're going in at the start of the session rather than kind of part way through when maybe you don't have as much control over affecting the experience. Moving on from Dark Relics, obviously Gamescom is coming up in Germany next week, and we're going to have a bunch of the team out there. We're also going to have Sea of Thieves playable on the show floor with the Arena, but in a twist, we're going to have duo sloops available for people to play. So really looking forward to kind of getting this out to play at an event like this for the first time. Really great opportunity for it to observe people playing, to take feedback from everybody. But we're going to be having some fun. So each day we're going to be kind of observing and running a little competition, and the best crews each day, there's a chance for them to win some really cool Sea of Thieves swag. So yeah, really looking forward to that, really looking forward to seeing that out in the wild, and I'll definitely be playing and competing against people too, because I'm overly competitive. So that's it from me this week. If you're going to be out at Gamescom next week, make sure you pop by and say hello, and otherwise I'll see you on the seas. Cheers. Community, 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 community. Community, 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 community. So if you want to see more videos like today's, feel free to like, subscribe, or click that little ship's bell. Community!